News at 5. Myra's here for health and lifestyle. When you told me about this next story, all I could think about was Forrest Gump when he just started running for no reason, just running and running.
Right? Run, Joe, run. We're going to start with a man who is traveling around the world. John Campbell isn't planning a big trip. In fact, he really isn't leaving Victoria. No, this retiree is walking and running almost every single day with a goal to log 40,075 kilometers. That's the Earth's circumference. John started this journey in 2008, and just over 6 years later, he's already made it more than halfway around. It's how he starts every day, with a dose of coconut oil.
That's my fuel, yeah.
Fuel to walk the streets of Victoria, run sprints in the park, or round the bases after a home run during his twice-weekly baseball game. John Campbell is constantly on the move.
In a month, I might take 1 day off, sometimes none.
It was almost 50 years ago that John developed a passion for walking.
I was 14 years old, and there was a thing called what was called Miles for Millions, and it was a walk, and I was the first walker that actually crossed the line.
That was his first marathon. He's done many more marathons and half marathons since, wearing out the soles of his running shoes in the process.
So I've gone through 30 pairs in 6.5 years.
But it's a small expense for John's global-sized goal.
To actually accomplish going around the world, which is 24,905 miles.
He's on pace to reach that mark within 10 years. John's already logged
17,095 miles today.
That's the equivalent of walking from Vancouver Island to Kenya and back. And every date and distance traveled since January 2008 is accounted for.
Yeah, come home, jot it down, and then throw it into the journal.
A closer look into John's journey reveals that these wandering ways are in the genes. Turn back the page to the generations that came before him.
My grandfather was, he actually played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but he walked everywhere.
And his great-great-grandfather, Robert Campbell, did his fair share of walking as well. You may have read about him.
He was an explorer who actually discovered parts of the Yukon. He went 3,000 miles on snowshoes. I think it held up for 100 years, the record that he'd actually done that. John's
journey isn't likely to rewrite history, but that's not why he's out here.
It's just a personal drive to just see how far I can go. I'm not going to stop when I get my around-the-world distance. As long as I'm on the planet I can move, I think it'll continue.
John turns 62 in a few weeks. What are you going to do on your birthday?
I'll probably go for a run.
Of course he will.